Welcome everyone to JW number 9, as the road to WrestleMania is heating up here in the JW. I am Jack Epicster, not joined by Will yet again, but nonetheless the show must go on, as the whole effing show. Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam, the hardcore champion, is set to defend his title against against Fandango here tonight. One of the more bitter rivals are RVD and Fandango. Of course, two of those men involved in the six-man Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, and on March 29th. Other than those two men, we got Bam Bam Bigelow, we got Kane, Damien Sandow, and Ryback all set to compete for that hardcore championship, currently held by Rob Van Dam. But as we have two more Raws, including this one, before WrestleMania, any one of those men could win this title and walk into WrestleMania as champion, but the bigger question is who will walk out of WrestleMania as champion in what's expected to be a brutal match, as Fandango attempts for some sort of a dive there, but RVD reverses it. Van Daminator. You got a punch and a kick before that. RVD now twists the leg, sits on the big leg drop, it looks like. Almost a leg drop. I don't know exactly what to call that move, but it's pretty common. Nonetheless, RVD's got Fandango, but a reversal, and it connects. Russian leg sweep by Fandango now. Picks up RVD. If there's background noise, I do apologize. Nonetheless, Fandango trying to get some blows in, but RVD right back at Fandango. And the screen's going to get a bit glitchy, it looks like, for the next few seconds, like right there you're seeing. It is not a problem throughout the video, so do not worry. It's just a few seconds in this match as RVD's on the top rope, and he flips over, and he gets onto botching all over the place. RVD just flipped onto Fandango there. Nice height there he got. That's going to keep Fandango down for just a little bit, as enough time for RVD to get that bat, and another little bit of glitchiness will happen here. As RVD, after that I'm saying right there. He's got the bat now, RVD. Goes after the ref. Unnecessary. And again another glitch, and RVD is back in the ring. Nonetheless, he didn't miss much. Fandango was controlling with the bat a bit. I'm not exactly sure why the recording glitched, but the Elgato's really fucking glitchy sometimes. As you can tell sometimes here. We got the jittery videos sometimes, and some glitches and stuff. It's all good. But nonetheless, Fandango, he's going to throw RVD over the rope. I don't think we should have any more issues now. Both these men trying to battle it out in the apron, and RVD gets Fandango off. Double axe handle. Stomps on the neck, it looks like, of Fandango. RVD's back in the ring now. He's over the ropes. And that flip over the ropes again. Going all out here tonight to try to keep that hardcore championship. Probably to no avail, as he's got a 1 in 6 chance in that Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, of course. And some very fierce competitors all in that match, really. It's RVD getting to work on Fandango with that chair. Fandango sweeps the leg. Another glitch it looks like in the recording. Not exactly sure why. But they're back in the ring. RVD gets out of that, but it does not work for him. RVD, he dodged that chair shot. And now Fandango's signature. Of course, Fandango wedged that chair in the corner. Really sorry for this recording. I'm not exactly sure I've got this glitchy. Should not be a problem throughout the rest of the show. It's probably just this specific match, as they're all recorded separately. RVD gets the reversal of the finisher. Hopefully no glitches further. RVD's stalking. He's got Fandango. And he gets the chair. That wedge chair that Fandango placed. Goes to the head of Fandango. Does not do well for him. 5-star frog splash. And a kick out by Fandango at 2.5, as the referee points out. And the crowd is absolutely loving the match here. Dominant performance by RVD so far. Back and forth now, it looks like. Van Daminator onto the bat where Fandango lands. Very dangerous situation here for Fandango. Of course, he's not defending anything, but you do not want to be anything more than 100%. Anything less than 100% going into that Hell in a Cell match. This RVD is now taking it to Fandango outside the ring. Reversal. And a leg sweep again. And RVD's head hits the stairs. Brutal move there by Fandango. Looking to regain some momentum. And looking to regain some momentum here in the JW in general. Since losing the hardcore title, he hasn't really been doing much. And a drop kick by Fandango now. Taking time to dance a little bit. Oh, but RVD reverses that. That rolling kick now. Speaking of rolling, about to see a rolling senton here by RVD now. And that connects. RVD almost unstoppable in the last few weeks. Looking to go for the second 5-star. And that connects. Big flip in the middle of the air. Turns all the way around. And that's going to get him the victory. And RVD is hardcore champion for another week. And we'll see whether which one of those other 4 men that RVD will face next week, as he looks to be champion heading into WrestleMania as part of that Hell in a Cell match, which should be absolutely brutal for our men involved. Nonetheless, there we saw that that 5-star, which RVD completely flipped around in mid-air. Very impressive there. And a very impressive performance overall by RVD. He's going to go into WrestleMania as champion, as we're moving right along here on JW Raw with Mark Henry. A very odd story with Mark Henry. Sort of a backstage breakup of the Nation of Domination, of course, with Booker T. And we thought the Nation was done as a whole. Booker T actually might not be anything worth pointing out, but I'm going to point it out anyway. Booker T wearing that Nation of Domination gear last week, as he defeated Chris Jericho, but then was attacked by Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt then went to proclaim that Booker T did not have an army, and Bray Wyatt did. Of course, the two of those men, very bitter rivals, dating back really to the first or second JW Raw, and that feud possibly going to culminate at WrestleMania, as Bray Wyatt was hinting. But Booker T does not have an army, and Bray Wyatt, of course, has Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, the Wyatt family, current tag team champions. Nonetheless, Mark Henry, a former member of the Nation of Domination, as far as we know, not affiliated with them anymore. Of course, Booker T is left alone, but we have to assume there's more men in the locker room, part of that nation. But we haven't seen any of them yet, and we've only seen Mark Henry, who apparently has quit. Of course, none of this is confirmed. It's all speculation, and we have not seen Booker T and Mark Henry together. So here comes the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, leader of the Wyatt family. Almost like a cult for Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. They follow everything that Bray Wyatt does. And of course, Bray Wyatt follows the buzzards. As we're here. See the fireflies in the crowd, the light of cell phones filling the arena. As you know, that's only one man, and that is Bray Wyatt, who's of course always accompanied by the tag team champions, current tag team champions, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Not with the belts here tonight, but they are the champions. They beat the Brotherhood, I believe, at Elimination Chamber. We have not seen anything really tag team related at all. I guess the Wyatt family just diminished them. Not exactly sure, but they're the Wyatt family. I wouldn't question them in their ways. Likely because I do not want to get Sister Abigail'd and then post-match attacked, like this man Bray Wyatt has been doing every single week that he's won, really, here in the JW. After every match, a celebratory Sister Abigail, as if one wasn't enough to win the match. He does another one for good measure. And the lights go back now. And Bray Wyatt, there we see his Wyatt family, all in that Misfit style shirt. And we're going to see Mark Henry and Bray Wyatt, which I expect to be nothing more than a hard-hitting brawl. Of course, two of possibly the strongest men. Of course, Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, and Bray Wyatt, not too far behind. About equal in size. I'd say Mark Henry's just a little bit bigger. But I'd say it's a good match here. Very powerful match at that. Bray Wyatt attempts to go for a move there, but Mark Henry just dives into Bray Wyatt with that headbutt. Now kicks to the back of Bray Wyatt. So we do now have Bray Wyatt and Booker T of the Nation of Domination. Of course, Bray Wyatt and his Wyatt family are bitter rivals. But Mark Henry really doesn't have much involvement in this anymore, you would think. But the fact that Mark Henry is out here, he signed the match to face Bray Wyatt, does raise some questions. As Bray Wyatt shoulder blocks Mark Henry in the corner, but it is a reverse. Now Mark Henry goes to that second rope. 400 plus pounds. And he plops onto Bray Wyatt. Going for the cover now. Bray Wyatt quickly kicks out. Probably less than 400 pounds at this point now that I think about it. Mark Henry picking up Bray Wyatt, but it is reversed yet again. STO by Bray Wyatt now. And that big body splash. Huge move there by Bray Wyatt. He's got quite some momentum in the early goings of the match. Now another headbutt by Mark Henry. Chanting, "That's what I do," to the crowd, who I'm sure is in awe of the strength and the power of Mark Henry. As he now goes to work on Bray Wyatt. Repeated blows. Bray Wyatt throws Henry into the corner. Mark Henry reverses. We're gonna, looks like, positioning again for another body splash. So much weight going on to Bray Wyatt again. And again going for the pin now is Mark Henry. Bray Wyatt, oh, kicks out at 2. Looked like it was almost it there, but Bray Wyatt's not going to lose that easily. Of course, the drive in Bray Wyatt is almost unparalleled, as he throws Mark Henry over his shoulder. Big strength there. Eric Rowan is going to just smash Mark Henry onto the apron, but Mark Henry is not afraid of Eric Rowan. He's going to go right after him. Eric Rowan defending himself, not disqualified. Not sure why. Henry's got that signature move. Back kick to Bray Wyatt. He's got the military press. And he connects. The absolute strength. Bray Wyatt is almost somewhere around 300, 400 pounds. Mark Henry just lifted him above his head. Mark Henry goes for the world's strongest slam, but it's reversed. Bray Wyatt kicks Mark Henry right in the groin. And that body splash again. Bray Wyatt heads to the corner. Only one thing he could do, but Mark Henry's trying to get up. And that punt kick right to the face of Mark Henry. But still, Henry's getting up. Now an elbow. Signature move here. Bray Wyatt's now got yet another Sister Abigail in his arsenal. What he calls the spider walk. Just a disturbing image. As Bray Wyatt looks to set up for the Sister Abigail. And that connects. What is this? What is that? That's Big E. Nation of Domination t-shirt and all. What the hell is Big E doing here? Attacks Eric Rowan. Attacks Luke Harper now. You only know where he's going next. He's going towards the ring. Referee yelling at him. It's not going to stop Big E. Lifts up Bray Wyatt on the shoulder. And the big ending. What is this? Nation of Domination sending a message. A new member. We have not seen any of Big E yet. Mark Henry, though. He's standing up now. Big E picked him up. And a handshake. Is Mark Henry back in the Nation? And do we have a new Nation of Domination member? It seems pretty obvious at this point. Big news here. Booker T has found his army. Bray Wyatt is now in deep trouble. We will be right back on JW Raw. And we're back on JW Raw for the main event here, of course in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it is the world champion Hollywood Hulk Hogan, who cheated himself out of a match last week, where he was getting dominated by Ryback. Instead, it took him to himself to go outside of the ring, grab a baseball bat, and get himself disqualified. But now he's going to be inside a steel cage locked in with Ryback, and the only way to win is to incapacitate him enough to have him lying on the ground in enough time for Hogan to climb the cage, or of course to get the traditional pinfall or submission, but no escaping and no disqualifications. But of course, the NWO is not going to be able to get into the ring because it's surrounded by the steel cage. So it really is a testament to Hulk Hogan here tonight, whether or not he can pull off a victory against Ryback. Of course, we've seen some very impressive clean victories by Hogan, but not lately. He's been very cheaty as of late. Getting a bit paranoid of losing that world title that he won back at the Royal Rumble and has held since. The only world champion so far in this season of Wwe 2K15 JW Raw. And but it looks like Ryback trying to get in the title hunt. Of course, we know that the European champion Cesaro, who challenged Hulk Hogan a few weeks ago, in a champion versus champion match, actually won. And so, of course, Hulk Hogan is going to be facing CM Punk at WrestleMania for the world title, but we do have a contender in the title picture. Of course, currently the European champion, currently undefeated, and he's, of course, that's Cesaro, who's going to face Rusev at WrestleMania for that European championship. Ryback, feed me more. Making his way to the ring, and he does not look happy here tonight after being beaten with a baseball bat, after almost defeating the world champion. But of course, Ryback can, I guess this match favors Ryback a bit more, although Hulk Hogan does have some experience in steel cage matches, dating back to WrestleMania 2, I believe, with King Kong Bundy. But nonetheless, it's not WrestleMania 2 anymore. This is 2015. This is WWE 2K15. And this is JW Raw, as the young and fresh Ryback is making his way to the ring. He's going to face the seasoned veteran Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan teleports out of the ring, and Ryback looks intensely furious as the steel cage is lowered and the match is going to start. Hulk Hogan just tries to climb already, but Ryback, he throws Hogan down to the mat. You're not going to win the match that early. Hogan, especially when you're in the ring, someone much speedier and much quicker, as well as more powerful than you. Repeated stomps to Hogan now by Ryback, as Ryback is getting quite some momentum in the early goings. Hogan, he's going to reverse that leg sweep into a DDT. Ryback gets thrown into the ropes. Nice move there by Hulk Hogan. Going for the legs of Ryback, a very smart strategy. Of course, what you do for big men is exactly that. You target their base, so that way they don't get to be on their feet as much and be as imposing as Ryback throws Hogan into the cage. That is brutal. Picks him right back up. He's not even going to give him time to breathe. And again, throws him right, his face first, into the cage. Good bust up Hulk Hogan, and could certainly set the match Ryback's way. Ryback positioning Hogan now. Throws him, oh my god, face first again into the cage for the third time. So now he's going to get that pull-up powerbomb. And that connects. What is that called? Lift-up powerbomb? I'm not exactly sure. Pull-up. Nonetheless, Hulk Hogan, after being repeatedly thrown into the cage and powerbombed, is trying to get some moves in. Shoulder block. Puts Ryback to the ground for probably the first time in the match. He's hulking up here tonight. Goes for some sort of a neck breaker, but Ryback reverses it. And just powers onto Hulk Hogan. Got him on the floor. Gets him on the floor. Again, one of these lift-up power bombs. And it connects. Ryback, absolutely, these huge moves that are nothing shy of painful and hateful. Such an impressive and dominant performer is Ryback. You can never count out the world champion Hulk Hogan, especially at times when he's got the NWO at his side, but that is not the case here tonight. It's Hulk Hogan. He's going to whip Ryback into the ropes, and the big boot, and it's dodged. Ryback. He puts Hulk Hogan on his shoulders, going for the shell-shocked. And that connects. You can see a victory here by Ryback. Insane turn of events here. Hogan went for that kick, that big boot, and it did not connect. And Ryback looks to be possibly getting a win over the champion here. Ryback is on top of the cage now. But it looks like he's waiting for Hogan to get back up. Oh, and Ryback waits for Hogan to get back up to climb out of the cage. Ryback getting some revenge for last week, and he wins that steel cage match. Now placed, I would believe, in the world title picture. Imagine if Ryback wins the hardcore title, WrestleMania, later goes on to win the world champion, and you're looking at quite an impressive run here for Ryback in the JW with a huge victory over the world champion. So we now have looks like 4 men in the world title picture, but of course CM Punk will face Hulk Hogan one-on-one at WrestleMania in 3 weeks. But nonetheless, Ryback stands tall here tonight, wins the steel cage match, and getting that retribution from last week's attack mid-match, and causing the disqualification for Ryback winning, but not a contendership. Nonetheless, thank you for tuning in. to this JW Raw, tune into JW SmackDown, and tune in on March 29th for WrestleMania. So thank you for watching. Go watch some more stuff, and we will see you on SmackDown.